Hey YouTube, had a couple requests recently from some subscribers to show off an updated game room tour. I know it's been a little while since I've done one, probably closing in on like 6 months, so figured that the time was right to go ahead and do that again. I always like showing these videos, but the thing is, after you do it so many times, there's not really much change, and really you kind of feel like you're just showing the same thing over and over again. So I want to keep it kind of fresh, and hopefully there's some changes, enough changes that it's interesting for those of you who've already seen my previous game room tours. I have updated a couple things, and there's been slight changes here and there, either with like the placement of where moving games from one area to another, or like the addition of like a shelf or something like that. But other than that, not a lot has changed. But if you're a new subscriber of mine, this will give you a chance to maybe see my game room for the first time. If you've already seen past videos of my game room tour, hopefully this will be new enough that it'll be interesting enough for you guys and that you will enjoy it. So let's go ahead and show you the game room.
The hoe turned me out, green eyes, had her crushing her since 5 years old. Met her, fell in love with her, I saved that hoe, cause she bring more hoes, she major, yo. The way she left them other dudes cold, heartbroken. She walked right out of mad niggas' life, so when I bagged her up right, I had to make her my wife. And I ain't gonna lose her like those other lames did. I keep her stash safe, kid. When I propose, it made her face big, she keep me jig, glorifying medallions.
Alright, so with the game room, this is what you see as you walk into the game room. Everything, the placement, most of it's the same. There's maybe some slight differences that those of you who've seen my previous video on my game room would notice, but overall, like I said, not a lot has changed. As you can see, the first system down on the bottom is the Sega Saturn, one of my favorite systems, and I'm sorry, it's actually the Sega Dreamcast. Next system is my Xbox 360, and as you can see, it's got the HD DVD drive there. Next, my PlayStation 3. That's a 60 gigabyte model, the first like the launch system, the one that had backwards compatibility. Next is the Super Nintendo, and at the top is the Sega Saturn. Behind it, you got the box for my plug and play, my Namco plug and play. Just a bottle of an empty bottle of beer. And then over here I got like cords, wires, controllers, that kind of stuff, corresponding with like the systems that I have right here. The TV's still in the same location. As always, it's a 27-inch HD TV. This does play up to 1080i. It does have HDMI input, but typically, I'll play in 720p. And then down here is probably another one of the few changes. I have my NES games set up here. So on the bottom shelf, you'll see loose cartridges, and that's going up to the second shelf there. On top there, that item is the plug and play, and then all my boxed NES games. Couple decent box titles, nothing incredible. Probably the best one would be Battletoads. But other than that, just kind of nice having those box games. I have the NES cleaning kit on top of that. Next to the TV, like it's been, at least for the past several months, is my PS2 kiosk or stand or store display, whatever you want to call it. Right now I got Gradius playing on there, and the system there. I did an overview on this a few months back, so if you guys want more information on this, you can check that out, and more information on how I obtained this, you can go back and check out the PS2 kiosk overview. This really hasn't changed much as far as what I have on top here. Then I've got my PS1 with the screen. Up top here I moved my PS1 games, which used to be underneath the TV, but I moved them to this top shelf here. So you see, not a very large collection. I recently showed you guys my PS1 collection, but you got the 2 box Lunar games there and whatnot. Down here you got all my Game Boy Advance and Game Boy games here, and then next to it my very small Sega Dreamcast collection. And then right here, this is actually pre-order for the Castlevania DS game when that came out. I always get it screwed up. Where the second title was that was released in that. Down here I moved my PSP games, so as you can see the boxed ones or the premium edition ones that are in the front here. Prinny, Can I Really Be the Hero, Persona, Portable, E7, Lunar, Silver Star Harmony, and then behind it all my games, few games for the PSP. Next to it, Metal Gear Solid Collector's Edition, Peace Walker for the PSP, and then this was a pre-order item for Metal Gear Solid Portable Ops when that first came out for the PSP. Actually, like a case that fits on the fat PSP. And back here I've got a bunch of UMDs that I had picked up at one time. This next shelf here is my PS2 collection, so you know, you can't really make it out real well as far as you know, the games that I have in my PS2 collection, but you can always go back and see a video. I've had a couple games that are there that I haven't really shown off in any videos, but I still need to do some removing of price stickers, as you can see. But you know, I actually really enjoy my PlayStation 2, one of my favorite consoles ever, and definitely one of my favorite collections that I have. Coming down here, got my PlayStation 3 games, which are like double stacked or double faced. So you got, you know, one stack here, and then in the back that's like a full stack there. So kind of a small collection of PS3 games, but really I think the majority of those games are all actually good. Going over to the 360 games, which really this collection has definitely gone down since I first joined YouTube. It's just a collection of games that I really, the ones that I had for the system, there's a lot of games I was never going to play again, and a lot of games that honestly weren't that great, so I've held on to several that I'm, you know, not going to get rid of. But for the most part, I have a couple really good shooters, I think, that I really enjoy for the Xbox 360. So let's move over to obviously what a lot of people know my channel for, the DS games. And I realized recently that I'm running out of space for DS games, so I'm gonna have to figure out something new. Now, I'm not gonna show off this stack right here because this is all games that I've actually picked up that I haven't shown you guys, so that'll be in an upcoming DS collection update. This is something that I came across recently that I've had in my collection for a while now, ever since I worked at GameStop. But as you can see, it's actually a cell, one of those cell art prints from the Legend of Zelda Phantom Hourglass. If you purchased Phantom Hourglass and bought a DS during one holiday season at GameStop, they gave you this, and it's actually limited and numbered. You won't be able to tell, but it's out of 50,000, so kind of cool. I'm glad that I found this. There's just sometimes when I'm going through my stuff, I forget, or I tend to forget what I have. And then the pre-order items for Pokemon. Up here, some of the boxed games, or the games that came with like a collector's edition packaging for the DS. So, you know, just going through some of them. I do have both of my copies of Devil Summoner 2 up there. Both are box sealed still. I just never got a chance to play that game yet. Moving down, we've got Game Boy Advance boxes. These are all the games that I have that have a box for it. And then one Game Boy game there, Radar Mission, which sucks, but I got that in like an auction that I won or something. 32X games, Odyssey 2 games, Sega Genesis games in the back there, boxed Nintendo 64 games, loose cartridges, and Super Nintendo games. Moving down to the next shelf, we've got my N64, my Magnavox Odyssey 2, and moving down here, my Batman Arkham Asylum Collector's Edition, which really turned out to be a waste of money because this is a very, how do you put it, not so limited collector's edition. They made a ton of these, and really what you got with it wasn't that great, in my opinion. Down here, I got my Soul Calibur 4 fighting stick, Xbox, original Xbox right there, Ace Combat 6 flight stick end game. I still have that box that's never been opened. I I don't know, never got around to really playing it, but I've kept it in the box because it's harder to find now, actually. Next to it, we got my Tatsunoko vs. Capcom fighting stick for the Wii, and then Grand Theft Auto 4 Special Edition. And this is something that I've never really shown you guys. This is a mess, so just be forewarned, but in here you have all my strategy guides and video game magazines. So, you know, starting down at the bottom, you can see mostly magazines. Then you get up here, you've got strategy guides, Rogue Galaxy, Resident Evil 4 for the Wii, Soul Calibur 3, still in shrink wrap, a whole bunch of Soul Calibur 3s actually. I've got like a couple of the special editions, a couple of the standard editions, and then some more strategy guides. To be honest with you, only about 10% of these, not even 10%, probably 2, 3, 4%, something like that I purchased. Maybe just a couple of them. Up here you've got like the bongos, or the whatever you call them, for the Donkey Kong Jungle Beat games, and some boxes for some collector's editions of different games. Moving over here, my 2 gamer chairs, ottoman, my love seat, and then as you can see, the majority of my DVDs are over here. At the top you've got some of the seasons like 24 and other things that I own, and then just various other DVDs all throughout there, mostly comedy, horror, those types of movies. Over here next to the love seat, top row is like my Blu-rays and other movies that I actually haven't even opened yet or haven't got a chance to watch. And then you've got other various movies mixed in there as well. And then up above that, we've got the box for my Wii system. And then when you purchase certain Wii games, they come in these bigger boxes. Like Monster Hunter Tri came with the Classic Controller Pro, and then obviously Wii Sports Resort came with the add-on for the Wii Motion Plus. And up here you have some of my, not rare, but some of the collector's or different collector's editions of strategy guides, but strategy guides that I actually really like God of War 2 strategy guide, Gears of War, Ninja Gaiden, Resident Evil 4, and whatnot. And over here you've got the Gears of War counter display next to Xbox 360 box. Below that, the Sega Dreamcast with the Sega Dreamcast controller box and VMU box there. And then all my different DS's, Game Boy Advance Micro box. So all 3 of the DS's that I own, the DSi XL, the DSi, the DS Lite, and that's it for those. And moving on, we've got a Bioshock 2 poster, which I haven't even had a chance to play that game yet, sad to say. Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, and Fear 2 poster, along with my Sega Genesis over here with the 32X attachment up top, and my JVC XI, which is, if you don't know, the Sega Genesis and Sega CD all built in one. I don't know if you guys can see that or make it out well with the lighting in here. I apologize for the lighting. And then just moving around here, posters, Rhythm Heaven, Batman Arkham Asylum, my PlayStation 2 neon light, and then last but not least, this is actually something I just got recently, which I didn't pay anything for. I found it in my grandmother's garage. It's like an old 1950s style thermometer that was probably in a gas station or something for Pepsi, and it belonged to my great-grandfather. And my grandmother said that she didn't have anything to do with it, so she said, you know, if I wanted it, I could have it. And I figured it may not necessarily go in a game room, but it's kind of cool. I like the vintage look to it. So that's it, guys, but thanks for watching.